Another indirect evidence to support the argument of awe at the Shang totem is another poem from the section of folk songs in the title of 吃宵 or the Owl. This poem was a folk song from the Bin region located in today's Gansu and Shanxi provinces, as indicated by the red star in this map. Bin is the place the Zhou people originated. This song might be circulating while the Zhou people were still under the brutal rule of a Shang King. Now, let me read the poem in Chinese and my translation adapted from James Legge and Arthur Willis translations. 吃宵吃宵，记取我旨，无悔我事。恩师秦氏玉旨之敏师，待天之未阴雨，彻彼商土，筹谋有户。今汝下民，或敢吾虞？余手拮据，余所驴图，余所续诸，余口逐图。曰余未有世家，余语悄悄，余尾萧萧。于是悄悄，风雨所飘摇，余为音萧萧。Oh, owl, oh, owl, you have taken my young, do not destroy my nest. With love and with toil, I raised them. Please have pity on me. Before the sky was darkened with rain, I gathered the barks of the mulberry tree and twined it into windows and door. Now we're your subservient people, who would dare to despise us? With my claws I tore and held through the roses which I gathered, and all the material I collected. My mouth is sore. I say to myself, I have not yet completed my nest. My wings have lost their gloves. My tail is broken. My nest is all to pieces, tossed and battered by the wind and the rain. My only son, a cry of woe. In this song, the protector totem, the owl, became the evil bird who takes away the young birds from other birds, destroys their nest, promises to protect them, but never comes to aid when help is desperately needed. How did the sacred totem of the Shang people become the evil bird in the Zhou people's folk song? Well, I have to say that the Zhou kings were very good with propaganda. You see, the Shang people were extremely faithful to its religion, and the owl was sacred to them. Professor Li She, in his recently published book, 减商, or Overthrow the Shang Dynasty, argues that what the Zhou kings did was not just replace an old dynasty with a new one, like what had happened many times during Imperial China. Instead, what they did is to build a completely new religion and a new way of governing their people. When the last Shang King, Xin Shou, offered himself as sacrifice to the Shang ancestor by burning himself alive in the deer altar, the Shang nobles still held military forces strong enough to drive the Zhou people away. And more importantly, their belief system was still intact. Even the second Zhou king, King Wu, the real founder of the Zhou dynasty, had to perform the same human sacrifice rituals to the Shang King's ancestors. However, the Duke of Zhou, the reign of King Cheng, the third king of Zhou dynasty, not only consolidated the Zhou reign over the newly conquered Shang territory, but also abolished the long-established Shang belief system, discrediting the totem of the Shang people, that is, the owl, and turning it into an evil enemy was just the first step of dismantling the Shang people's belief system. I'll present a few more videos about what the Shang religion and the political system were like, as well as what the first three Zhou Kings and the Duke of Zhou accomplished to build the foundation for the Chinese civilization that lasts more than 3,000 years. By the way, the symbolic meaning of the owl to the Shang people is still a hot subject of debate among the historians, archaeologists, and other specialists on ancient Chinese civilization. So far, we only have a few texts that mention the owl and the artifacts from the Shang tombs, as well as inscriptions from the oracle bones and bronze vessels. So, there is still a lot of guesswork when it comes to the symbolic meaning of the owl. From what I gathered so far, it can be summarized as the following points. A noble lady named Jiandi swallowed an owl egg and gave birth to Qi, who was the ancestor of the Shang people. Professor Sun Xinzhou from the University of Ethnic Minorities in Beijing claims that the owl was the god of fertility, agriculture, and the son of the Shang people. An archaeologist named Liu Dunyuan argues that the Shang people regarded the owl as their god of the night and the underworld, hence the many owl-shaped vessels and statues in the Shang tombs. I'm Dr. Gao, a philosopher specialized in classical Chinese history and philosophies, professional ethics, and philosophy of medicine. I'm passionate about the classical Chinese poetry. I make videos about the classical Chinese poetry, Chinese histories and philosophies of traditional Chinese medicine. Please click the like button and subscribe my channel. Your support is very important to me. So please join me for the discussion about the Chinese poetry, history, philosophy, and traditional Chinese medicine. Any suggestions for content for the videos on my channel are welcome. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you next time.